Hey, I'm Dave. In the first week of my AI sabbatical, which is focused on marketing and growth and go-to-market, I built two working prototypes. Both of these are RAG prototypes. The first is a B2C use case, it's a product advisor, and the second is more of a B2B use case, a sales engineer assistant. So in this demo, I'll show both of those running end to end. First, just you can see I'm using VS Code here. I've created these prototypes in Python and JavaScript. This is how I've organized my repo. Uh, Both of these use a very simple stack. It's basically documents being fed into a face vector store from Meta, LangChain pipeline, and then using OpenAI as the LLM for structured responses. And so to get started, the first use case, the B2C use case, this is a B2C advisor recommending the best backpack for a specific question. It's basing that response off of a number of documents that represent a product catalog, product reviews, things like that. Here you can see the Python script. You can see what I'm importing. Basically, we can look through the code, combining the catalog and reviews, feeding that into the vector store, defining the prompt. And so in this case, you are a helpful shopping assistant, etc. It's asking for a response in JSON. And then if we go down, here you can see I'm assembling the chain. And then the question specifically is, what's the best backpack for hiking and laptops? So now we can come down to the terminal and run it. And you can see the response here is JSON indeed. It's a product ID, it's the name of the product, a North Face backpack, and the rationale for that recommendation. The next thing I did with the B2C use case was create a very lightweight eval. This one's super simple, but it's always important to think about how to evaluate solutions like this. The eval is what takes up a lot of the work when developing solutions like this. This one is super simple. Another Python script to run an eval. It's going to check that things like the IDs match. It's going to check the rationale keywords. And if we were moving this beyond a prototype, we could keep iterating to check the responses, use the eval, make sure that the solution's getting better and better. So next up is the B2B use case. If we jump over to that, we can take a look at the Python script for this one. It's very similar. This is basically a B2B assistant, and it's an assistant for a sales engineer who's creating sales packets for a specific target account, and it's pulling the recommendation from documents like case studies, security documents, contracts, FAQs, that type of thing. And very similar to the B2C use case, you can see here I'm building the chain. The prompt template is you're a helpful sales engineering assistant for a customer data platform company, etc. Requesting a response in JSON. And the question specifically is, what material should I send a Fortune 500 retail company evaluating our CDP? So we run this guy. And again, it's come back with JSON. Here are the recommended materials and the rationale. And I also created an eval for this one as well. I won't demo that, but it's very similar to the B2C use case. So just in closing, a few final thoughts with this demo. One, getting back into coding after many years with very little coding was a lot of fun for me. I was surprised by how much fun it was. I was also surprised by how easy it was to jump back into things. Most of the time for the demo was taken up by setting up VS Code and Python and JavaScript and GitHub, that type of thing. Once I got into prototyping, I found that AI and ChatGPT in particular super helpful in accelerating the pace and the learning. I could ask it very specific questions and get very crisp responses back on why certain things are used, or certain things about the code, recommendations on even how to think about what's the best LLM to use for a prototype like this. Super helpful. The other thing I noticed was that, and this mirrors what I've heard from a lot of people working in this space, creating prototypes is really fast and easy. Even creating a prototype that is 90% done is pretty quick. It's that last 10% that takes all the time and effort and energy and attention and skill. So taking something from 90% good to 100% good and ready to ship is where most of the work seems to be. Anyway, hope you found this demo helpful, and keep in touch.